basement. And it's this mic too, this mic know, you know, it knows
Still a bust a play real quick. Still a hit a lit real quick. Still a bust a play real quick. Still a hit a lit real quick. Still a bust a play real quick. Still a hit a lit real quick. Still a bust a play real quick. Still hit a lit real quick. I took risks, crossed that line. State time, federal, did my time. Niggas ain't real, I heard that 100 of times. Niggas ain't real, I heard that 100 of times. Stood in the paint with these niggas. Stood in the paint with a nigga. I won't let a nigga hold my name. I won't let a nigga play with the game. Every day a new fit, I've been switching up designers. Make sure the plug paid. Quick sell to my mama, got the lawyer on call. They don't like to see you ball. I know the top real lonely, but it's crowded at the bottom. I've been dealing with a lot, finger on the Glock. Please hold it down, I know it's hard to stick around. Tables always go turn when you put in all the work. I'll pay for it, I don't need a nigga favor. Still a bust a play real quick. Still a hit a lit real quick. Still a bust a play real quick. Still a hit a lit real quick. Still a bust a play real quick. Still a hit a lit real quick. Still a bust a play real quick. Still hit a lit real quick.
We've been at this way too long, what's the point? Fighting over who was wrong and who won, yeah. Baby, I can tell we ain't doing well for ourselves. It's hard to even find the words that you wanna hear. You'd rather speak to everyone like I'm the one you fear. We both know this can't be worth it. It's that serpent. Yeah. Better that we doing this now. No more playing around lately. Reflect on the time that we had. Learn and grow from the path. Maybe we could stay friends. We don't just have to pretend. But girl, I hope you really understand. Let's make this perfect. Fixing it all with one bite. I have to do this for me. No, just like the serpent, showing us what real life's like. Let's take this moment to leave. Yeah. We thought we were meant to be fantasies, holding on to memories of just you and me. Baby, I can see this ain't gonna be easy to set you free. And I know that we talked about fighting to the end. Maybe we should talk about just being your friend. It's better for us, hope you heard it. It's that serpent, no. Yeah, better that we doing this now. No more playing around lately. Reflect on the time that we had. Learn and grow from the bad. Maybe we we can stay friends. We don't just have to pretend. I don't want to feel this way again. Let's make this perfect. Fixing it all with one bite. I have to do this for me, for me.
every word has a meaning and it means something. Okay. That's what I would like to hear him do. He's got a good voice. So make every word count. Here's something else I'm going to say, and I'm probably going to catch some flack for it. Fuck, shit, damn, pussy, dick, all that shit ain't happening. Create your vocabulary. Learn to say it another way. You're songwriters. Be creative. I cuss with the best of them. But what I'm saying is, if you're writing a song, be creative. I don't have to say, excuse me, ladies. I don't have to say pussy. I could find another word to say it and do an entendre where people go, oh, now I know what he's talking about. Now you're being creative.
And they're more in tune now. They're like listening more now.
They're listening. And now they're deciphering like, damn, what does he mean by that? Guys, get creative. Stop being so blatant. It's not that necessary. The sexy woman is the one that you imagine what's underneath the dress. Excuse me, ladies, sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful.
Valid.
But I'm speaking from a man's point of view.
Very valid.
It's the anticipation. So writers, get more creative with your pen. Please. Please. Because when it's blatant like that, okay, here we go, another one. But when I see somebody really creative and I'm like, ooh, now that makes me think. Also, you're big rappers, the double entendres, the things that they say, you have to think about what they're saying. Then you go, oh, okay, ooh, what did that mean to you? It means different things to different people. Now people are talking about what you're talking about. Get creative, guys. That means you got to take time to hone your craft. He's got something. I like his voice. I really like his voice. Wish him the best. And when he gets out, hang with a different crowd. All right?
Thank you.
All right. And I know that's not what people wanted to hear. No. But I got it. My job is to keep it 100 with y'all. I want y'all to get better. I want you, because I hear that all the time. I'm sick of hearing it. But when I hear something that's creative and people are saying things and they ain't got to cuss, but they're saying it another way, that makes me go, oh, they put some thought in it. So take the time to put some thought in what you're writing. Don't just say anything. Okay? That's it. My spiel. All right.
You know, we appreciate it, man. Words are always appreciated. Y'all give up another hand for Cut 2.
I love his voice. I love his voice.
I'm tripping, yeah.
I love his voice. Yeah. I love his voice.
Yeah, definitely. In the sense of like, I think more so even with like this newer generation. I think after Drake dropped that project that he called a playlist, that's when every artist started making music that just kind of, it's not supposed to stand out. It's supposed to just fit with all the music that it sound like. That sound like all the Detroit, Chicago music. It'll fit so well in the playlist, but to stand out, like you're saying, you do gotta do something different. Okay,
so the question is, let's talk about it. I'm sorry.
No, that's a good. That's a good conversation. Because a lot of artists do think they have to make the music to fit in with it.
Why are you doing this?
Love, passion.
Yeah, okay, but why?
I think for the most part, a lot of musicians.
Get her a mic. Get her a mic. This is a conversation I like having. I like talking about this shit. Oh, is it muted?
Check. Yeah, so I feel like a lot of creatives, the reason why they get into it is the passion, is the love. I think that most of us in the room know that that's not enough, right? But I think the reason why people make art is because they love to make art, and that is an integral part of who they are as a person.
Okay, I'm with that. This young man here.
I think it's an exploration. I think for me, the reason to write a song is trying to find out something for myself. Like taking a concept and saying, what does this actually mean to me? And so when I'm writing, it's from a place of discovery. I'm using the lyrics, I'm using the beat, I'm trying to reach a place of deeper understanding from when I started. And so that's where for me, that's what I'm writing about, is something that I need to unpack or understand. That might be an emotional experience, that might be a philosophical idea. But that's for me what I would say motivates it. That'd be my answer.
That's a great answer, yes. People online, this is important. This helps us all.
I definitely want to piggyback to what he was saying, because like for me, I don't really talk and express myself, so I feel like the paper and the pencil is like really like my therapy for real. And I can also see that for a lot of other people, as far as like them trying to figure out like who they are in a sense, because like when you start to express yourself and put that out there, then you're like generating that type of energy that you didn't even know that you had for real. So I think it is kind of like a form of expression, but also figuring out like who you are type.
Okay. I agree with all of that. All of that is very valid. And it is a personal expression. I did a song for myself called No Need to Complain. When I wrote that song, I was at probably the lowest point in my life. I was on the floor crying. And that song just poured out of me. When people hear it, they cry, because what comes from the heart touches the heart. I was vulnerable to say that, to talk about that. But I had to get it out. And I'm seeing it touch hundreds of thousands of people that send me messages saying, thank you for that song. Because I wanted to commit suicide. I wanted to do this. But I heard that song, and it gave me hope to keep trying. So everything is true. When I say why most people let's be honest, most people get into this because they want to blow up. And if that's what your dream is, nothing wrong with that. I'm not here to shit on that. But if you want your craft to get better, then you got to keep working at your craft. If you're a rapper, you listen to the best cats. You listen to all kinds of music. Because your flow might be influenced by hearing somebody sing opera. Then you come up with a whole different thing. That's for somebody out there. I haven't heard it yet. So what happens is, most artists, and if we're honest with each other, we want to fit in the box. Everybody's doing this, so I got to go along. Let me follow the line. Let me follow the road. But it's supposed to going, what's over there? And you might be out there by yourself. But you get out there and go, oh, this is nice. Let me talk about this. Now, people may think you're crazy. Until one or two people follow you down the road and they go, oh, you created a new trend. Most of you are afraid. Let's be honest. Most of you want to stay in the box because that's where you're accepted. I want to follow the sheep. I'm not with the sheep. If everybody's doing that, I'm going, I don't want to do that. I'm going to go over here. It may be a longer road, but it's my road. So what I'm saying to everybody, find your road. Find your road. The car has its own road. Kane has his own road. Steen has his own road. And they're consistent about who they are. They understand who they are. It ain't popular. It ain't the hot thing, but it catches trends, and people go, damn, that shit is dope. Why? Because it's different. Yes.
I guess I don't really know how to phrase this question because I'm guessing everybody has that different thing about them. But what would you say towards the people to like who they really haven't found that one thing that makes them different necessarily?
Keep exploring. It's a constant exploration.
Can I speak on this?
Yes,
too?
please.
So I got this. So okay, because that's why I brought up what I said about like artists kind of thinking they have to fit in. Like in this new independent age, this is all very like new. So like in the sense of trying to find that thing, you are gonna go through the phases of trying to sound like all the people you like. And I think that's why Keith is saying like, at least if you're gonna listen to people, listen to the best. Listen to other styles of music, because then when you're doing the experimenting, yeah, you're gonna. My best friend, he grew up loving Currency. All his first, just like Currency, dropping 15 albums a year. His first 13 mixtapes all sounded just like Currency. But the stuff he's been dropping these last couple, like maybe 3 to 4 years, he's finally finding his voice that, yeah, it's inspired. I started trying to sound like Wayne. Everybody wanted to sound like somebody they like, so it's not wrong, but as you said, just keep doing it, because you're gonna keep trying. I mean, this guy sounded like Mac Miller to me, just vocal wise, but don't rap like him at all. That's okay too. You see what I'm saying? So just keep exploring, man, because I'm still exploring too.
We're all influenced. All of us. Me too. We're all influenced. All of us. But my thing is okay, they're already doing that. Why do I want to do another version of that? I can be influenced by it. So let me take the influence of it, let me learn it, let me take it apart and go, oh, so I may swing the drums like that, but I'm gonna add and do my own thing. Let me add some chords to this. I got a song, Reclaim the Throne. I was influenced by trap music, but I said, what's my version of trap? Let me do R&B trap with chord changes and stuff like that. And people went, oh, that's some other shit. Yeah, I was influenced by it, but I've twisted it. I turned it upside down. I took it apart, and I did something else with it. What would it feel like to put harmonies and chord changes around this kind of beat?
It's like constantly building technique.
Yeah. So I'm influenced too, just like you guys. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to me too. I'm always exploring. I don't just listen to R&B. I listen to classical music. I listen to jazz. I listen to country music. I listen to all kinds of stuff. And I get influenced by all of it. It's all 12 notes. So what I'm saying to all the creators now, dig deeper. Dig deeper. Explore. You may not like it, guarantee you're not going to like it right away because it's different. But then guess what? In that difference, and you're meandering, you find your voice. And when you find your voice, you go, this is who I am. And it don't sound, I'm influenced by it, but some people, once you get your voice, they won't even hear the influence because now you're rolling down your own road. And then other people start sounding like you. So that's all I'm saying. When I talk about the language, I cuss with the best of them. But I also realize that if I say the F word, is there another way to say that? What word can I use to say that? Let me open my thesaurus. Let me get my rhyming dictionary. Let me do some work. Let me do some work.
I think Dakar has something to say too,
Huh? Dakar?
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
I think the thing that really helped me go down my own path as far as my art is the decision to approach hip hop and the decision to improve myself were the same decision. So naturally, while approaching my music and how people perceive it, I was self-analytical. And the only way to really gauge how other people can see your stuff is by stepping outside the box. So otherwise, you naturally fall into a rhythm that everybody else in the industry has fallen into.
Yeah. And when we talk about the matrix, I usually get the word for pain, but everybody, they want to put us all in the box. You're a Republican, you're a Democrat. You're a this or you're a that. Or you're a this or you're a that. And I'm going, I'm Keith. Keith has a lot of different things about him. Let's talk about that. Ari's, she's different. Her background, what you came up with and what you dealt with. Talk about that. Because you'd be surprised, millions of people have gone through what you've gone through. And you're going to touch those hearts. She's speaking to me because I went through the same thing. My brother here, whatever you've gone through, your experience, talk about it. But be real about it. Don't just do it because, oh, this is going to be hot. They're going to really love. Nah, man. Share your heart. Expose yourself. That's what creatives do. If I'm writing a song and it don't make me cry, it ain't it. It's got to move me first. It's got to make me cry. It's got to make me feel something. And I guarantee you, others will follow. Okay, I haven't talked enough, but I had to get that out. I wanted y'all to hear that. Explore more. So you don't do 20 beats a day, you may do one. Do one great one. Instead of trying to write 20 songs a week, write one great one a week. Take your time and come back. Okay, I did it. Let's come back to that song. Take it apart. Most of you don't do that. I can hear it. But the great songs, when you think of the great, great songs, how long did it take you? I've been writing this song for 2 years. I've been working on this song for a month and a half. You can tell. So what I'm saying to everybody here tonight and everybody online that's watching, don't be afraid if you only came up with one beat a week, make it one great beat. If you wrote one great song, make it a great one. It's not how fast you do it. And sometimes you're inspired, it comes. But most of the time, it's inspired, and then you come back the next day and you listen to it, put a real keen ear on it. Yeah, it could be better. Is that melody really right? One more thing I'll say before I move on. I became a better songwriter. I was a good songwriter when I started writing with Babyface, Kenny Edmonds. I learned something. Because I would do a melody and oh, melody's great. All right, cool, let's move on. When I started writing with him, we do a melody, he'd go, okay, yeah, that really sounds good. So I'm ready to move on. He'd go, but now, wait a minute. Let's play around with the melody some more. We got that. Let's explore. Now, at first, that was unusual to me. I was like, that sounds great. We may come back to that, but we might find something even better. And 9 times out of 10, we did. To this day, that is how I write. So if you want to write with me, I'm not going to sit there and we're not going to finish the song in one day. I guarantee you that. Know that walking in with me. We're not going to finish the song in one day. I don't do that. We're going to take it apart. And we're going to explore it the fuck out of it. Yes, I said fuck. Right? We're going to explore it. And we may come back to this, okay, you know what, this is great. I do that all the time. And I have layers of just ideas. And then I go, does that melody stick? You know it when you get the chills. And you go, okay, this is it. Work for that. Work to get that. And there's more things to talk about. The shooting guns, getting women, screwing men, there's more to talk about. And I sound like I'm preaching. I am. I want us to get better. That's right. I want us to be better. I'm tired of hearing it. There's so much more to talk about. Roe v. Wade, there's a lot of shit to talk about. How come y'all ain't talking about it? I'm planting the seed, everybody. I'm planting the seeds to you online. Get better. Talk more about what you're going, how big it is, and how good. I'm tired of hearing it. I really am. That's why I love Steam. Because Steam talks about his shit. He talks about his depression. He talks about what he's going through. And he's getting better and better and better and better. He's free. Get free, everybody. Okay, I'm finished talking.
Hey, let's get some. Can we get some snaps? No, we gotta get some snaps with that. That was like
I had to get it off.
That was fireplace talk, man. Yeah, that's. I mean, truth being told, that is all facts. Shout out to the vulnerability in the room. Everybody kind of speaking on, like why y'all do it. It is an exploration of yourself. I think Dakar made that point. Like, if you are chasing the music, I think it's the same exact route as being an independent business owner, being an artist, being a person that's just trying to grow better in life. It's all the exact same thing. You're gonna face all the challenges that make you get tougher. So that challenge, like I'm hearing it, like, yo, let's.
All of you in this
Sam
room,
puts out prompts for
all of you in this
songs,
room are very talented. All of you are talented. I'm honored to be here. But I'm the kind of guy, I'm the daddy that's gonna keep pushing you. Yeah, it's good. You can do better. You can do better. Because I do that to myself. So do that to yourself. Okay? Sorry. Okay.
Never apologize, brother. We appreciate it. I mean, with that said, I just gave him a shout out, but we got next up Sam Terrell with a song called Premonitions. Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Somebody's taller than me.
This is actually a song I wrote, I want to say 2016, so it's pretty old, but I'm thinking about it for an intro to a concept album. So it's kind of short. The end I'm thinking about cutting, but I was hoping to get feedback on it.
And guess what? He said 2016 like that's a problem. No, it ain't. Has anybody heard it?
A couple, but it hasn't been out like that.
It's new to me.
For sure.
I've got songs that I've written 10 years ago, and they're just coming out. So don't worry about how old it is. It's new to us.
For sure.
Okay.
Cool.
Here we go.
No cadence, the way he will
Where's this playing from? All right. And this is Premonitions.
Premonitions that I'm gonna lose it all. Rise all the way to the top just so I can fall. Allowing this fear to dictate my decisions. I'm living in a moment where I'm wishing this was different. Questioning whether or not we really have limits. When I look into my future, should I trust these premonitions? Just listen to my soul. But I'm lost in all these external goals. See, I'm starting to make it, but I'm losing my patience. I hear we only have one shot and I just don't want to waste it. But I'm tired of waiting. So I'm taking shortcuts, cutting right through reality. Incision from my soul, my goals create the duality. No more 20/20 vision, I'm tired of seeing double. Close my eyes, look around, I'm standing in a bubble. Visions out of fear, premonitions out of love. I just hope I can see the difference as I start to rise above, because I see two futures. One where I rise, one where I fall. Step back and realize I'm controlling it all. I'm controlling it all. Step back and realize I'm controlling it all. I'm controlling it all. Step back and realize I'm controlling it all. I'm controlling it all. Step back and realize I'm controlling it all.
That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate it. That's what I'm talking about. Damn.
I
All right,
appreciate
I'm
it.
sorry. Just pass the mic around.
Oh. All right, do we have anybody in the crowd that would like to share some feedback? All right.
Sam, sir, you was in some weird pockets that felt so good that are so unnatural. I've never heard people kind of take the flow like that from the beginning. It was just places I didn't expect to hear you. You were there, and it was great. I liked it.
I appreciate it.
The lyricism, bro. You saw into your future and you saw what you were about to go through and you transposed that into music. That is beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I was just telling Dakar before that I wrote that song. I said 2016, and that basically predicted what happened to me in 2020, because I did lose so much at that time. I have a couple businesses, and there was a complete collapse in 2020, and so it's like hearing that back after the fact, I was like, wow, that just crazy how that manifested that way.
I definitely want to speak on like their delivery. Like I definitely loved it. Like it was definitely different. Like it's just like a cool, chill vibe to it. And I feel like I definitely like felt the emotion and like how you were speaking on like what you were going through and stuff like that. So I definitely loved it.
Dope. I'm curious if anybody has any thoughts on the ending, like that after the last line where it kind of repeats and there's that kind of chorus. I'm thinking about cutting that.
No.
And just dropping. No, you like that?
No.
Okay.
I love the
no, don't cut it.
Okay.
Here's some technical things when you go to mix. I know it's not mixed or anything else. The 808 and everything else is when it hits. So you're gonna have to do some side chain compression with that vocal because that vocal's got to be up front, right? So every time that, if you notice, every time the 808 kit hits, the vocal takes a step back. Right, because it's overloading. So you're gonna have to do some side chain compression where when the vocal speaks, the kick kicks back. The vocal's the main, I always say it's the star of the show. That's because what you're talking about, we want to hear what you're talking about. Damn your 808 kick.
Gotcha.
I always say, fuck your snare drum. You know, that's what I tell people. So those are the things I want to hear. Those things, music things, when you start really getting a better mixer, you got something there.
I appreciate it.
If it don't kill you, it makes you stronger.
For sure.
If I told you my story, you would go, how are you sitting there? But it made me better. I'm a better man for what I went through. And it fed my music. I had something to talk about besides sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Great job.
Man, hold up, man. I got some feedback too.
Oh,
Yo,
okay.
cause look, so okay, yeah, get back in the seat, man. So look, so Sam made me watch. I haven't finished it yet, but Hamilton.
Oh yeah.
So normally, Sam has performed at Hippie Hideout a few times over the last 2 years, probably like 4 or 5 times now, and that's the first song that I've heard that has like that kind of structure that doesn't sound like the theatrical. So his normal music to me sounds like theatrical. It sounds like he's supposed to be on the stage performing it. Like, for real. Like it's a totally different vibe. But I think that somehow kind of even manifested into like that kind of beat pattern. Like it's that's more hip hop than the stuff that I've heard from you before, but it still has that theatrical vibe. That's really cool to me, bro. Cause I've heard you play it. I don't think I've actually heard it like vibrantly like that. So yeah, that's a lot.
Appreciate it.
It's a great job, love it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, one more time. Oh, and give them your Instagram.
Oh yeah,
and also speak on DU.
Right. Sam Terrell, Instagram, SamTarell for anybody online as well. And then Divergent U, we're partnered with WTF. Brandon and I have been working together for a while. Divergent U is a leadership academy. We basically help people start businesses around their passions. I've been doing it for about 2 years now. I mentioned I have a couple businesses. My first was a basketball company called Hoop Brothers. We help high school basketball players get scholarships for college. So filming and producing videos for players. We're now a national brand. We've worked with about 8,000 student athletes to help them recruit for college. And in growing my own business, I learned a lot along the way, and I have a team that manages Hoop Brothers. So Divergent U has been my ambition to help others who have a passion, something that they're interested in, to build a business around that passion. Payne's gone through the class. We've had a few other people in part of WTF that have gone through it. We've had about 50 graduates in the last 2 years. So we have a network right now that is basically weekly events where we meet, we do business development and things like that. So if anybody's interested in that, you can follow Divergent U. It's Divergent_University on Instagram. We have a lot of content that we put out about business development, personal development, and a lot of cool leaders that are doing a lot of really cool things. So definitely check out Divergent U as well. So thank you guys.
Yeah, one more time for Sam Terrell, yeah. That was good.
Yeah, I said in one of your things that the thing was really, really good. Very informative. Very informative.
So next up, I mean, we do have a Nadia Sabe in the building, and I don't believe we have the song, but go ahead and airdrop that right quick. But y'all give her a hand as she comes up here, y'all. We can all.
Guys, if you have any questions, I don't know when Payne, but anything about the business, anything, the philosophy of music, or anything like that, ask it. Because that's how we learn and grow. Okay?
Hello. It's very good to see all the familiar faces. I love everybody in this room. So, yeah. Artistically, I go by Nadia Sabe. My name is Ari, though. That's what most of you guys know me as. The song that's going to be played tonight was written by Throne Kid. And I did what I do best, and that was a vessel for his vision. So I'm just doing some top lining here. This is just a demo, but I'm excited to see what you guys think.
I love me some Throne Kid. Right.
All right, the song is Patience.
Patiently waiting for your arrival. Won't you come over? I'll put it down. Patiently waiting on your arrival. Won't you come over? I'll put it down. You're my attraction, my satisfaction. I don't know what comes over me. I just need your company. When I'm around you, I get so weak. I can't find the right words to say. I can hardly speak. Patiently waiting for your arrival. Won't you come over? I'll put it down. Patiently waiting for your arrival. Won't you come over? I'll put it down. Don't hold back now. You're the reason I act out. Fulfill your fantasies and put your hands on me. Driving you crazy as long as you take me on. Is that true? What you do with no clothes? I mean, dreaming about taking you home. I'm on my way over to swim inside your oceans. Baby, leave it open. For your arrival, won't you come over? I'll put it down. Patiently waiting for your arrival. Won't you come over? I'll put it down.
All right, so we got any feedback from the audience?
Hey, Katrina. I felt some stuff, okay? I make you feel
So at first, I thought I was gonna cry. Like, I thought it was gonna be like a sad song, and then I was like, oh, this is something like, you get down to, you feel me? And I was like, but I like it, and I dance. So when I hear a song and it inspires me, like this song makes me want to make some type of choreo, like
whole class.
yes,
like
it's getting sexy and like in the best way. So that shit was good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Next. Thank you.
Okay, so I heard the song in the car, but like with the speakers, like I can actually like hear the background vocals and like the ambiance of the song. I love it. I love it. You did what you needed to do, and I feel like even with Throne Kid, like I didn't even know you guys like how y'all would sound together. So like hearing both of y'all, it was so solid. I'm just, so proud. So proud.
The lyrics coupled with how you delivered it, I've never heard something so sensual yet so inspiring at the same time. It's like showing your love for someone and knowing that they have to go through something hard or something difficult, but pushing them right through that, and you'll be there on the other end.
That's
basically
an
that's what I was
interesting
getting
take.
from the vibe.
It was giving come over now.
I mean, that's.
But no, shout out
that's-
to Throne
I can
Kid
see it
because
from the
that's
lyrics.
all of his, like, that was Throne Kid. Like I said, I was just a vessel for the vision. So
That's what I picked up.
props to my bro. Absolutely.
You're talented as fuck.
Thanks. Shit.
That was amazing. Like, just your vocals, everything about that. I felt it. Like, from the moment you came in, I feel like you set a whole ambiance to the room. So that was amazing.
Thank you.
Okay. That was a lesson in what I was just talking about. There was not one curse. There was sexual overtones, but it wasn't blatant. It made you think. And it put you in a vibe. And she didn't rush the words. Patiently waiting I'll put it down. You can remember it. She took her time. And then Throne Kid came in, and he was just as patient. Well done.
Thanks. Woo!
Well done.
Yeah, I don't know when that's gonna come out. It's definitely gonna go through some changes. I love Throne Kid. He's a great mixing engineer, great artist. Shout out to him and BMS and the whole family over there. Personally, if you would like to follow me, you can follow me at Nadia Sabe Official. You can also follow my company page, Darren Defy. We will be having a launch party on October 28th. So if you don't plan to come already, definitely come on by. There's going to be food, drinks, costume parties, raffles. I'll be giving away a website, an EPK, a full course, hours of consulting. I know our sponsors are also going to be throwing some stuff into the goodie bags and into the raffles. I know InnerSpace is going to be in the building. They're one of our amazing sponsors. Shout out to you guys. Yeah, it's going to be a fun night. It's a big night, a big moment for me. I'll be performing there along with a couple of, in my opinion, the best independent artists in this city. And there's also going to be a mystery performance section where I'm going to be calling folks out. So if you do come prepared, because there's going to be opportunity and love to share all around. So, yeah, thank you, guys.
All right.
Bring the cars always. Huh? Bring the cars always.
So that's a perfect example of what I just talked. Thank you for sharing that. Because I didn't know that was coming. Nothing sounds like that. And that's R&B music. So somebody's saying R&B is dead. No, it ain't. It's just people are hiding. Everybody's just chasing what they think is high, as opposed to doing what they feel. And now they went down that road. Now everybody go, oh, that's open over there? We can do that? Yeah, you can do that. You been could did that. But you was too busy chasing what you thought the success was. That was success for them. Find your success. And it makes fun. It may take a while, but find it. Keep digging. Great job, Ari. Thank you. Great job, Throne Kid. I don't know if you're watching. I love you, dude. Yeah.
Use the other one.
It's good? Okay, cool. On that, what Payne was saying about the performative aspect, I've had this idea of, you've seen the workshop that I did with the framework. I thought about doing an event that was almost like a concert combined with a conference.
That would be dope.
I would love to talk to you more about that and get your perspective on how to do that.
That would be dope. That would be, put it to music.
Well, it would be like a track and then a framework and then a track and then a framework. And so it would be like this, the songs would carry the story, and then the principles that I would be sharing more of like the intellectual business development and personal development, stuff like that. So it would carry it would go along together. So I'd love to talk to you more about that and get your perspective.
How old are you, mind me asking?
29.
Okay. You're too young. There was a thing that I came up on. There was a thing called Schoolhouse Rock.
I remember that.
Schoolhouse Rock. Yeah. They talked about the government and this, that, but they put it to song. And as a child, we were able to know what the government, what a bill was. I'm a bill, I'm just only a bill, and I live up on a Capitol Hill. That, I still remember it from a kid. So that, people, you're teaching that, but to put it to music and put it to song, it engraves in people even deeper. So I love the idea. Let's talk about it.
For sure.
All right.
Cool.
One more time for Nadia Sabe.
Great job, Nadia.
And we do have it. So next up, we have Titan BP.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
She said, get over. Me? Danny, look at you like. I'm with you, Dan.
Yeah, roll goofballs here. Ready? All right. How are we all doing, guys?
Good.
All right. All right. So as y'all know, I'm Ty VP. I'm an intern here, and I do cool guitar things sometimes. Yeah. This one song is just kind of like something I actually wrote like I think last night. Not last night, like last evening, whatever. Same material. And it's like I think it's like a minute long sort of thing. I just like was listening to a lot of like, grunge and sort of dark, depressing stuff, and I thought, oh. And I just kind of got into a thing of like writing something cool again. I just came up with this riff, and I was like, I gotta record this right now, that kind of thing. And so I wrote a whole drum track, I wrote a whole bass track, and this is just sort of like a minute long like first impressions demo of just that. So it's a song called the working title right now is Writing in Mud, but it's gonna be changed for lyrical content, which we'll explain later.
Writing in Mud.
That's it. Sorry it's short, but that's kind of all I had room to record that day. So yeah, thanks.
Hello. So you had me, bro, because I thought you were gonna be on some new metal shit with the intro. I was like, oh my god, yes, and then and I was like, okay. But I enjoyed all of it. Like, something that I really like about you is that you know how to keep people engaged, regardless of how you do it. But overall, I really enjoyed it, and I appreciated the fact that, like, you kept me on my toes with that. I really want to hear you do new metal, though, so that we can do something together with that.
And I'm going to keep the doom metal idea, because I'm going to have a breakdown at the end. So that's something I'm going to keep in my head. Definitely.
I have one criticism and one thing that I absolutely loved about it. So when the drums first come in heavy, they're outweighing the guitar a little bit, and I'd like to hear that like shine through a little bit more because that chugging and everything keeps the momentum of it going. But your little melodies in the background almost gave me like a System of a Down vibe at the end, and it really like tied the whole piece together. I really like that track.
How would you feel about like incorporating other instruments? I love strings. I'm always trying to throw strings on a song, but I kind of like low key like heard some strings in the back to like, I don't know, just give some different variations to it. How would you feel?
Like orchestral strings?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's definitely something I could. Especially during that one part where I do that weird chord, I could definitely have some dissonant stuff going on with strings. I do have stuff to do that, so I'm definitely gonna keep that in mind.
KK.
Thank you.
Do you have any more from the audience? All right, back at you, Key.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm with Ari. The way you started it, I was like, oh, he's going somewhere different. Then you went back to what it is that you normally do. I would say stay on that path. How you started it with those open tones of guitars.
Yep.
And create something around that.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause I feel like that one part in the beginning was like cool.
Because that was like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, and I can slow it down quite a bit and do something cool with that. That's definitely that. I'm gonna go home now and do that.
Yeah, and so guess what? Then you can incorporate. Then those strings really mean something over that kind of texture, as opposed to the. So if you're doing strings over the rock thing, it's got to be it's got to be that. But if you're doing it over the other thing, it could be more melodic. it gives you a whole, and it gives you a different color. Because listening to your music over the past year, that's what you do. That would stand you out. You're doing something different. Okay. And I want to take you and start pushing you in another direction.
Of course.
All right? Yeah. To do something different, to add colors to you.
That's definitely going to be something cool. I can definitely just
I
slow it down for the last song and just.
But the way it started, I was like, oh, it perked my ears up. And and then it went back to that. I said, okay, it went back to what you normally do. Okay. But I want to see you go do what it is that you don't get uncomfortable.
Okay.
Get uncomfortable. Don't go to the usual.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can definitely go that kind of dark place, especially because the lyrical content I'm actually writing for it is very dark and personal. So I'm gonna.
So over those open chords that in the beginning, you could really write something dark and personal over that.
Oh yeah.
But that's a juxtaposition because those chords, they were very bright. But to put a dark melody up, that would be nice. I would be interested in hearing what that would be like.
Oh, of course. Thanks.
All right. Great job. Good job.
Thank you so much.
And that's what we did. We're experimenting. We're experimenting. I love this shit. I love it. It's fun to me. Because that's what we do.
Nothing else better than life, you know?
Yeah, man. Music. I'm all about the music, man. 12 notes. I'm with it. All right.
Yeah, go ahead, tell you now if you want to let them know where to follow you.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at TitanBB_official. I also have a YouTube page and all that kind of jazz. 2 other things. Number one, I actually just got signed to do a show like literally today at the Haven Lounge on October 13th. So I better see you all get out there and cause hype and stuff like that. Yeah, ticket links are in the bio and all that kind of jazz. Also I'm selling CDs, so cool. Right. If you want one, just come out to me.
And in case y'all didn't remember, we did say we're gonna go into a Q&A. Okay. We did say we're gonna go into a Q&A, and that's something I want to discuss for sure. The fact that the physical packaging of our music again, because that's a lost art, but
yeah,
it's something that's important. But we are gonna go into our last submission of the night, and it is myself. The song is called Good Vibes Only.
Good Vibes Only?
Good Vibes Only. On the tip of the rope.
Dear pain, a letter to the struggles of my life. Dear pain, I never told you deserving the praise. All them challenges turn to scribbling words on the page. I'm a writer at heart, but a scholar at brain. I went to college on scholarship for my high school grades. I know my mama would have been so proud. She would have been so loud. Shouting, that's my baby boy from the crowd. I probably shoot her a text like, Mom, can you keep it down? Hella well, you got these people in here looking around. I ain't ashamed though. We deserve to make a scene, no. Cried these 2 tears, now we rain like hurricanes, though. Now all I see is rainbows. That's how I overcame, no. Looking towards the sky, looking towards your eyes, looking for the times we used to have when I was yay high. I think it's crazy, I ain't get to say bye, but look how times change. Every morning I wake, I get to say hi. So hello sunshine, yeah, hello morning. What we say, hello good times. We done made it through the storm, man. Hello sunshine, hello morning. What we say, hello good times. We done made it through the storm, man.
Ain't it depressing? We see the bad times and not the blessings. Swear we take this shit for granted. Put your hands up if you feel me. Forget the fame, forget the cars, forget the clothes, forget about the money, forget about the hoes. Get stuck up in this moment in time. All I'm asking for is good vibes only. Good vibes only. Don't want no bad energy on me. Good vibes only. Don't want no bad energy on me.
Get them off me, Lord, please get them off me. Crazy when I found myself, that's when a couple people lost me. Had me feeling MLK, had a couple people cross me. Had a lot of people doubt me when I set out for this odyssey.
What I mean, a lot of fishes in the sea, but we don't know too much about the ocean. Shit get pretty deep. Life's ironic when you think about it. Longest thing we live and we still don't know a damn thing about it to the end. Hello sunshine, hello morning. What we say, hello good times. We done made it through the storm and make it through global warming. Make it through all these governors politicking and warring. Make it through all important lessons, ain't gotta force it. If it ain't positive, I don't endorse it. The best vibes provide adrenaline for my endorphins. My life is gorgeous.
Ain't it depressing? We see the bad times and not the blessings. Swear we take this shit for granted. Put your hands up if you feel me. Forget the fame, forget the cars, forget the clothes, forget about the money, forget about the hoes. Get stuck up in this moment in time. All I'm asking for is good vibes only. Good vibes only. Don't want no bad energy on me. Good vibes only. Don't want no bad energy on me.
My consulting hat is coming on. When you release that, please do not waste the potential of that song. Put some fucking money behind that in terms of advertising and marketing. I know y'all use social media. There's been like a meme going around, or not a meme, a tweet going around about how people wish that they would have R&B singers on the hooks of rap music today and go back to that era. And you guys executed that really well. The part that always sticks out to me about that song is the chorus. That man, a hit, truly. So please do not waste the potential of that. Do what you need to do full-fledged when you release that, because that could be the one. Like, if it gets into the right hands, if it hits that one little algorithm, yeah. Because you cater to so many different audiences with it. So yeah, just please don't waste the potential.
Y'all can hear me? All right, good. Yeah, I really like the vibe of that song that it had going for it. It was the type of thing that you could listen to. I don't know. I felt like that was a very relaxed, very peaceful song. It wasn't any negativity or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it didn't contain any references to what you say, sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Right. Yeah.
None of those. And I mean, those songs and stuff like that have their places, but it's good to have a song that's the type of song that me personally, I would be sitting in my room with the window open, maybe working on, I don't know, editing a video or something like that, and I'd have it playing in the background. It's a really present song, if that makes sense. Like, you're really in the moment, you're just sitting there relaxing, there ain't nothing going on, which nowadays is kind of, a blessing to not have anything over your head. So I agree with her. I think that if anything's gonna go anywhere, that song can go somewhere. So I definitely hope to see that go somewhere, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, strength. I felt from the very first lines, like I could feel the strength it took to write. And I believed you. It was like good vibes only, and like you were pushing through the bullshit, so to speak. And it was like, we're gonna be okay. And like hearing the song, I feel like I believed you. It was like, oh, we're gonna be good. And the strength to be able to say that and have that believed is hard. And so I feel like that was my biggest feeling from it, was just like I felt your strength on the whole track. So that's what I took away from it.
So I really love the song, and definitely when the beat came in, I was definitely like doing my little two-step a little bit. Okay, so just hear me out. I know you got it all recorded up and everything, but when I think it was like the end of your first verse, I kind of like heard you kind of like ad-lib singing a little bit. Would you be open to adding more singing ad-libs for yourself? Because I like the vocals that you were like giving on, and you kind of like did it towards the end too. But I mean, hey, it's another idea.
Absolutely, always. It's okay. What you were saying with that, this is a song that's been getting written for a while too. That's like 2014 maybe when it was started.
Who cares?
And it's been recorded. it's been recorded like multiple times. The first time it doesn't sound strong, and that's why. And it took me years to go back and re-record it with that tone. So it's dope that you kind of like peep that. Yes, absolutely. I always want more singing vocals. Credit to what you're saying too, Ari. Like the R&B mix of like 2001 to 2004. Ja Rule, he got killed for it, but that's like that was the vibe, and it's still those songs still hit today. So yes, and that was a vulnerable song. I ain't gonna front, like I got tearing up a little bit because like that song, like it was like the pain that was like in the moment. This is what I'm feeling. I gotta reflect. I'm graduating college. My mom's not here to like actually see it, but like I did it, and still having to be like, nah, we still okay. We still okay. So, yeah, man. Love.
Okay. I want to reference what this brother said back there. It was great reference. The sex, drugs, and rock roll, it has its place. I'm not putting it down. I want to hear something else. That's really what I was saying to you guys. Okay, I'm tired of hearing that. We got that. What about this? What he did. What she came with. That's what I'm talking about. What you did. That's what I'm talking about. So the room, we got it. So we got it. When she comes in, the good vibes zone. I want to hear the drums to come in. That locks it in. Good vibes zone, because that makes you feel good.
You want the drums to groove
yeah,
in there?
Yeah.
I got you.
When that chorus comes in. Yeah.
Right there.
I think it's great. I love it. She's dope. Whoever she is. Yeah, she's dope.
Ayana Nash is one of the first artists out here that like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's like the first artist to WTF ever. She was, like I said, 17. I don't know if I told you the story, man. Real quick, open mic downtown. She's 17 years old, coming from Kissimmee or something. Got a drum pad. She's performing while making the beat, like on some Kanye level concert, Coachella shit at an open mic. Yeah, who are you? What's up? Like, what is this? And hell of a producer, hell of a singer. She's still doing her thing. She's now like, I think she finally dropped like her real like debut single over the last like year. So, yeah, man. And yeah, she was around for some of the actual like struggles too. So, yeah, man, it's a lot of emotions wrapped up in that song.
Also, when you're mixing it, be careful of the sibilants. Make sure you de-ess and those things like that. Pay attention to all those details. All right? But them drums in that chorus, good vibes on, man. That just locks it in even more. Put them in there, man. Because you put them in there sparingly in places, and I was like, why'd you take them out? Put them back in, you know?
Okay. All right.
I love this song. And Ari's right. Put some money behind that, because you got a hit. You got one.
Taking notes. All right, I mean, with that said, it's a little awkward for me, but if y'all want to go ahead and jump into the question and answer, we can go ahead and close it like that.
All right, okay. Yeah. Anybody have any questions?
Do you see the value in distributing your music physically in 2022?
What do you mean physically?
CDs, any form of,
it's coming back, but those are for, I see that more for people that are geeks that really love that kind of stuff. Most people, cars don't even come with CD players anymore. So they've moved on. But if that's what you like, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't have a need for it, even though I got thousands of CDs, you know. But there are collectors out there that love that. In Japan, they're still using CDs. There's still Tower Records still open in Japan and thriving.
That's
in Shibuya.
That's what I wanted to ask about. What about the rest of the world? Like, you think
Japan
cars still have CD players and stuff too?
Yeah, Japan does. Korea, South Korea does.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when we think about global distribution, that's another thing that we have to think about when we're talking about physical music. But when thinking about merchandise and the physical products, the truth is that if the person is an actual fan, is a true fanatic, there are people who spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on shit that they don't need, that they're not going to use, just because someone that they idolize, they love, that they have this connection to has their name on it, and it's a direct support to them. So I think less about what's another way I can distribute my music, and what is a product that is going to represent me, that I know my audience is going to enjoy. And I think we saw that with Kanye, right? He happened to distribute his music through that as well, but the concept of what it was also awesome to people. People love the fact that you could separate music through this little pod thing, and it was very Kanye, very easy. I think he's a really good example of executing that the right way. But yeah, like I said, thinking globally when it comes to the distribution of your music, but also just getting creative when it comes to merchandising and what you can physically give your audience in general. Yeah.
Okay, here's a rebuttal today. Okay. It costs a lot of money. So, for somebody like Kanye can get away with it. Kanye got billions of people that'll do it. You can't get away with that yet. Because not unless your pockets are deep. And then you got breakage, you got all kinds of things that can happen with records and in CDs. You got to keep that in mind. Can you afford to take that loss?
You know what sounds like the middle ground between both? Because this is oh shit, this is it. It's the youth, and this is it. All right, so look, I think the middle ground is merch, not using CD specifically as this is the way as Ari said, it's not distributing my music, but it's a collector's item. It's a I only got 100 of these. If you love it, grab it. I think Nipsey did something similar with the 100.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So
I mean, my thing, I'm not disagreeing with what she's saying. Yeah. There are people that love vinyl. There are people that love CDs. I wish they would make more CD players. I got these CDs. I got nowhere to play them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I wish somebody would make it. But it's a new world. But there are people. There are niche audiences that want that stuff. My thing is to you. Is can you afford it?
Right. Yeah.
Is it a good business model for you? Does it work for you?
Right.
Now you blow up and become Pain, yeah, okay, then you can afford to do that. But there's loss that you take with that because you're shipping things break, all that stuff like that. You got to deal with all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I lived it. And I came up in that era.
And that's why I'm gonna shout out Titan. Titan is doing it the way I believe it should be done, in that limited amount and only at the live shows that you are, no shipping. The idea of if you come to my show and want to leave with something.
But here's the problem with that. Like she talked about, there are people in Japan that love that. They're not coming from Japan to come to your show. So you got to ship it. Mm-hmm. Somebody in Istanbul wants the CD. They want the you got to ship it. Now if it breaks, who pays for that? Those are the things you got. I'm not saying it's impossible. Mm-hmm. You have to think about it.
That's sensible.
And do you have the money to deal with that? So that's what I'm talking about. I agree. I like I said, I wish they had made CD players again. I'd buy them.
Right. Sound better.
Yeah, they do.
Sound better than the stream.
Yeah. And your artwork, you could see. People buy the artwork. They like the artwork and stuff like that. I like that.
Okay.
There's a little switch at the bottom. Here, look at
So to piggyback off that, like, wouldn't you be able to like say, like your brand is like your business, so you have it as like an LLC? Wouldn't you be able to like have those like say mishaps that happen covered under your LLC, so that way you could have like, I guess like a contingency plan for some stuff like that?
Yeah, you could do it, but there at the end of the day, if you're in Japan and you ordered a CD, and I get you the CD and it gets to you and it's broken, I either got to send you another CD or you want your money back. So those are the things. With the conglomerates, they can afford to do it. They have a thing called breakage. They have money set aside for breakage. What I'm saying, us as small guys, can we afford that? That's the question I have. I'm not saying it's impossible. The question is it a good business model at this stage of our careers? Now, when we become Kanye, we can afford to do that. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's impossible. I think it's a great idea. I would love to see it. But they went down to this because the record companies changed it. Why? Because it was less. They spent millions and millions of dollars on breakage. So they changed the model. That's why they did it. And then you got to pay for it. So because now you got to go cut parts. After you master, then you got to cut parts, because you got to cut parts to make the CDs. You got to cut parts to do the vinyl. That's another ad. So that's why records were $24.99, because you had to pay for all those different stages. So these are the things that we got to think about. I lived through it. I was in it, you know, and I understood what it cost to put a record out. Did they get it? Somebody could tell you that I didn't receive it. How do you know they didn't receive it? Are you going to deal with the postage on that kind of? It's a lot to think about. So it's a business thing that you got to think about. As a businessman, you got to think about those things.
Yeah,
Does it make sense?
It's like adding a whole shipping department to the
Right.
business. So yeah, it can be covered, but it is just a whole nother business.
Yeah.
Technically.
That's why we're in these phones. They lost billions of dollars doing it that way. Billions they lost. Yeah, it's a lot of money. So I'm for it. I like it. You know, but okay. And any other questions?
I'm curious.
I'm curious your thoughts on NFTs and how that could disrupt the distribution for music, and where you feel like we're at in that process from your perspective.
From our perspective, we're a ways away from that. At least 5 to 6 years away from that, because they're still figuring it out.
Right.
They don't know what that is yet. You know, so it may happen, it may not happen. So I'm not thinking about that yet.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. Appreciate it.
The brother back there. Where's that portable mic? Oh, okay. He's on the other mic, guys.
Check.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. So you had touched on the future a little bit when you mentioned NFTs. Well, speaking of the future, where do you expect things to go from here, like the industry, for example? You said that when you was coming up, and you know, you said in the 2000s and stuff like that, so I get it. Hell, I was little, but I remember those days, those CDs and stuff like that with the artwork on them and stuff like that.
I loved it.
Putting them into, you know, either listening to them in your car or something like that, or, you know, playing them on the little radios and things of that nature, and hoping to God that you didn't scratch it accidentally when you take it out. Yeah, I remember those days, but now we got phones and streaming and stuff like that. Well, now where do you expect things to go in the future in regards to music? Maybe how we distribute it. Where do you see that going?
Honestly, okay, I'm going to put my space cadet hat on.
Space cadet.
Yeah, my futuristic thing. That we'll be able to. These devices, we won't have them. We'll be able to think about, say, okay, we want like I don't know if what was that Steven Spielberg movie that Tom Cruise was in, and they had the virtual, you could look at stuff, and I can't think of the name of the movie.
You're thinking cyberpunk technology.
Yeah. Minority Report. So you'll be able to look to say, okay, we're selling, Ari has a new record coming out. You can just look at the thing and say you want to buy it. Da, 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 da. You'll be able to download it. I see that coming. I see that coming. There's a guy in Japan that I'm working with. In Japan, they have QR codes. He's making a thing, he's going to do it with my next record. Create QR codes on shirts. So people could be able to walk up to the QR code, click, and get the song.
Yeah. At my current job, we do stuff like that.
Yeah.
I freelance with a sports company, and what we do to get people who are interested in knowing where the streams are and stuff like that, they gave me a lanyard that has my information on it. And on the back of the lanyard, there's a QR code, and it's as simple as scanning it, and then boom, you're on the website, you have access to the streams and stuff like that, and you can watch whatever you want.
Right.
So your dude in Japan is already way ahead of the game there.
So we're already starting. He's making up T-shirts, so you'll be able to walk around, Keith Andy, something like click, do, and get the song. Yeah.
That was my question. Anybody?
That's a great question.
So I was at school today, and I was actually doing a shoot on the virtual reality set. How would you feel, or what are your thoughts on virtual reality concerts? Because I kind of like saw like some people doing that and stuff like that, but I feel like that low key might be like a thing that people might try to do for sure.
I think it's the future. I think it would be interesting to see. Yeah.
I'll throw some. I think that's definitely a wave. Definitely a wave of the future, because 2020 is what shook that. That's where the live streaming for Hippie, that became a thing, because at the point that the world says you can't go and perform live, artists are still gonna find a way to break the fuck out and perform. You know, at the end of the day, that was the wave. I mean, Chief Minosa currently does it. He does it every Monday. So I think the idea of like building virtual sets around that. Let me perform in the middle of a 3D green screen area, like same way with the music video. So I do think that's like a not even that far away wave, you know, because if they decide to lock us down again for any reason, you know, that is the thing. So
and you can do virtual concerts. You can do you can be in Istanbul and be in concert virtually.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and people, the stadiums are rocking it. You know, I believe that's coming.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we want to hear it. We want to film it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I just sort of started blurring it out. He's like, now I got to figure this out.
Mute's probably on.
And it's for the people that are online too.
There we go. Yeah. So this past summer, we a couple of us went to Rolling Loud, and haven't had that experience and stuff like that. Look, it was cool and all, but Jesus. 3 days of concerts, just parties, a whole bunch of people. Like, parking was terrible. I had to pay $70 one day just to park in a
that's crazy.
Lot of stuff like that. Then I had to walk a mile to get to the venue. I had to dodge. Mind you, I'm in Miami, so I had to deal with the heat. I had to dodge all them different people who were partying. Let's just say not everybody holds their liquor very well.
Right.
As you're walking to the venue, so.
Wasn't fun.
There was a lot to see.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say. So if you're telling me that you can have a virtual concert, well, I ain't got to deal all that and not pay $70 just to park in the back of a dingy parking lot, then yeah.
You're open to it.
Hmm?
You're open to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As long as everything is done just as well as a concert in terms of the
Right.
quality of the music,
Right.
I don't care.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
We got Sam over here with a question, and then we got Ari.
Yeah, I was curious. You've seen a lot of artists that have succeeded at a high level, but you've probably seen a lot of artists that haven't.
Mhm.
And I guess aside from the quality of the music, because obviously that's a baseline, what do you think are the primary actions that an artist takes that would lead to success?
Good work habits, consistency, and keeping an open mind. Good work habits, that they're always working, they're always creating. Being consistent. And keeping an open mind. The ones that did that, they blew up. They succeeded. But the ones that they get a hit, then it's a popping bottles and hanging out and getting drunk and all that stuff. They're on their way out.
So it's keeping that even after that first hit.
That's when you really go.
That's when it.
That's when you turn it on.
Makes sense.
You get that hit. Drake hit, and he kept going. He never looked back. He just put his foot on the pedal, and he kept grinding. And he always just put out music. He just kept working. He didn't stop to smell the roses. He just kept working. You know, Prince. Let's go back. Michael Jackson. There's a reason why they're successful. Beyonce. There's a reason why they're successful. They work. It ain't about the glamour, it ain't about the cars, it ain't about the bottles. Because when you see, you don't see it, they're somewhere working. So that's what it takes. You gotta work. You gotta work. I remember working with my run of #1 records. I had an In Vogue record, it went straight to #1, and people came and said, "Oh man, your record's #1." I didn't even care. Okay, that's done. I already did that. I'm on to the next thing. It's a job. It's a job we love, but it's a job. Finish that record, okay, I'm on to the next one. All right, I already did that. What's next? Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis said, Clarence Avant says, get out of LA and go back to Minneapolis because you're going to have an accident looking at the Hollywood sign, which means you're so busy looking at the stars and everything else. Put your head down and get to work. And that's with really anything that we do. Enjoy it. Hey, oh, great song. Oh, man, thank you very much. Okay, I'm getting back to the studio. I got to go back to work. If you stay in that mindset, you'll be successful. Because you're not worried about the outside. But a lot of people are into it for the fame. And that's why I asked the question earlier. What do you want? What do you want out of this? Because if you want the fame, okay, you're going to have some fun, and then you're going to be forgotten about. But if you want to make this a career, I made this my career. I fed my kids on it. I lived my life on this. So this was my job. I took it serious. And it wasn't about the fame. I didn't care about that. I wanted to make good music. And it wasn't about having the name. It was the people that was in the ivory towers that goes, if you want your record, give it to Keith, he'll fix it. I was able to just keep making a living, doing it. It was my job. So I approached it as a job. And if you approach it as a job, you'll be successful. Okay.
Just back on the metaverse virtual reality type thing, I want to put in everyone's minds like how creative that we can be in that space of the fact, especially when you get into the arenas where like you're hooked up to harnesses and shit. Man, you could be on any planet, any galaxy watching somebody perform. That shit is crazy. So in terms of Web3 and stuff, I think definitely just keep thinking about it and understand it, trying to understand as much as you can, because it definitely, like, virtual reality is the bridge of the gap to what you're talking about with us, like Neuralink type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely coming. So for the artists and people who want to like create worlds and stuff, like, get excited about that and get creative. So yeah.
See, everybody has access. When I came up, you had to book a studio. There was no laptops. There was no Pro Tools. You had tape. A reel of tape costs $125 for a 24 track. That's just for 24 tracks. If I wanted to link machines together, that was 2 reels of tape. That's $250 in just tape, not including the half-inch tape the guy got put to print the mixer to go to mastering. So I'm spending $800 on tape. Then I go into the studio. The studio, the lockout rate for a studio, a good studio is $2,500 for a 12-hour lockout. The engineer is $100 an hour. That's what I had to do. So if you getting in the room, your shit better be good. Because I'm not going to, that's an investment to make one song. And to make one song, it'll cost me $25,000, $30,000 to make one. And I haven't even put it out yet. That's just making it. Then I got to pay a mix engineer his $2,500 and book that room for $5,000 a day. That's what it costs. So guess what? The barriers were, because they wanted good people in there. If I'm going to make that kind of investment, you better be good. We don't have that. The bar is low. You can buy a laptop or sit in your bedroom and just bang out stuff. The barrier is low. The ones that rise above it are the ones that take the time to really perfect their craft. They're not in it for the money. Because if I did this for the money, I would have did something else. Because I was broke a long time. But people thought I was crazy. But I did what I loved. And it eventually paid off. But I always say, I never worked a day in my life. I never had a job. Because this wasn't a job to me. It was my life. But I was serious about it. To build my studio, 48-track studio back in the day, and to build it out, I spent $40,000. I spent $10,000 on just wiring. That's what I came from. I look at it now, you guys got it made. But the value of the music is going down because the barrier of entry is easy. Well, I just slap something together and get it out there. Where you guys got to take the time to really create and make something really good that's going to stand up. And I'm not shitting on you. That's not. I'm not doing that at all, because there's a lot of good music out there. But I want y'all to realize where we came from and what we had to do to make it. It wasn't cheap and it was not easy. And we talked about how to ship the records and the breakage and this, that, and the other. You had to go to the record store and buy the records. It was a whole different way of doing it. But it was an event. So when you talk about CDs, this brother talked about CDs. I grew up with albums. So you open up the album and you got the artwork and you're looking at the credits and you're seeing, it was an event. It's like going to the movies. Put the album on and you're reading who played guitar on this and who mixed that and who did that. You was able to see all that stuff. Now, little square, throw it up, it's out, boom. Nobody pays attention anymore. We got to get that love back. That's what I want. I love this shit. But I want everybody else to love that's doing it. Some people are doing it. James Ingram made he said something that nowadays we treat the music like a hoe. She's just a chick to get some money. We don't love her. Or him. I loved her. That was my girl. I loved my girl. And I poured into her. But now they're just doing it just so I can make some money, get paid, so I can go stunt. That's what you're about. Cool. I'm not judging it. But I want the people that are in this room, they love this shit. That's why you're here. Those are the people I want to rock with. And you could tell the people that love the music, what you played with Throwing Kid. Throwing Kid loves the music. That's what made me love him. What I got messing with him, he loves the music. You could tell the people that love it because they pour their heart into it. And you can tell the people that just doing it just to have something to do because they want to be on. That's cool too. That ain't my thing, but if that's your thing, that's cool. But I want people that love it. Ladies, you want a man that romances you, tells you he loves you, he cares for you. Fellas, we need that too. We want a woman that says, baby, I love you, I got your back. I'm with you. Good, bad, or indifferent. I got you. That makes a dude get up and go harder. But if she's just there for the money, or if he's just there for some, you know, you'd be like, okay, this ain't happening. So that's how I equate it. The love for me. The music is a woman to me. I love her. She means the world to me. She's fed my families, got my kids through school, bought my houses. She's taken care of my life. That girl. So when I see somebody come in here and not respect her, I'm going to defend her because I love her. That's what it means to me. If it's got to mean that to you, if that's what you say you want to do it for a living. If you talk to film people, they love film. They're just as passionate. People that have books, writers, they're just as passionate. That's their love. Chefs cooking in the restaurants, they love food. They go to markets smelling the grapes and all that stuff. They love it. That's their love. We got to have that same love for it. It's not just about the money. And if you pour the love into it, we get rewarded. But we got to love it. And that's the thing that I want to really preach to you guys. Love it. And if you love it, you work on it. You do film. You love film. Look at all these cameras around here. This is an investment he's made. So he don't watch a movie like me and you watch a movie. He watches it with a different eye. Because I have a son that does film. And the shit that he sees, I go, I didn't see that. See how they color that light, how I'm like, no. But he notices it. I'm sure he does. Because he loves it. That's his woman. Excuse me, Danny. Yeah. So I wanted to paint that picture for you guys, how important it is for the music. When we got into music, it wasn't about the money. Yeah, we knew we could make some money, but we loved that shit. We loved it. And I still do to this day. I love her. She means the world to me. Does she mean the world, or does he mean the world to you? And I'm going to leave it at that. Now somebody else has another question.
Go ahead and that's it.
So I already saw like, whoa.
Yeah, he definitely mapped it out.
How many of you have heard a song that it just made you cry? All of us in this room, even the hard rock guys.
You mean Titan?
Huh? Yeah, Titan.
Oh, absolutely.
That, yeah, you heard a song and it just made you cry. That's powerful. That you could do something to make somebody move and cry. The biggest reward, people come up to me, man, you wrote that song. My children were born to that song. I was part of people's lives. That's important to me. Not just the money. That's good. But I was part of people's life. People sing, I got married to your song. It's powerful to me. I still never get over that. But that gift was given to me, and I didn't abuse it. I put love into her, and she paid me back. She's still paying me back. But you got to put the work in. You got to put the work in. You got to take it seriously. We understand that? So when you go into a writing session from now on, and somebody says, oh, just do it, that's good enough. No, then you know that's the wrong person to be in a room with. If you're really serious about your craft. That's good enough. Nah, I'm good. I'm going to be honest, I don't write with everybody. Not that I think I'm better. I need to know that you're serious about this. Because writing is personal. Are you serious about what you're doing here? Why would I spend that time with you? Because I'm going to bare my soul on this song. And I need to be able to trust you to bear my soul. Just like you got to bear yours. It's like having sex. You can have sex with a prostitute. It's one thing, but when you have sex with somebody you love, it's another thing. It elevates you. So the music should elevate us. When I finish a song, if I'm writing with him, I finish the song, and after it's over, it's like, man, damn. But we're working on the song. Okay, we got it going. Let's come back tomorrow. And we may take a week on that one song. I ain't got no problem with that. The process. So there's levels to this. And I'm sorry if I'm running my mouth a lot, but I'm passionate. As you can see, I'm passionate about this. I love this. Has been my life. Only thing I've ever done. I don't know nothing else. I'd be a greeter at Walmart if I had to go do something else. This is all I know how to do. So I appreciate y'all coming out and listening to me talk and sharing music with each other, with all of. I love it. I can do this all day, every day. That's how much it means to me. I hope it means that much to you. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate you.
All right.
Definitely to another excellent night. Thank you guys here, Genuine
Thanks,
Creative,
guys.
for running the stream. Yeah, brother. On the camera, yeah, okay, you want something?
Oh, yeah, give some love, give some.
Danny in the back, Key, everybody, man. Nah, this is, as y'all know, like, it's all about just trying to become better, not just artists, but human beings, and all these keys you can apply to just your life. If you love it, go at it, like your life depends on it, so. Always appreciating it. If you want to run this back, it's on the live stream. I'm looking at it like, yo, this is definitely just education. So any artist that you know that needs to hear this stuff, make sure they go back and watch it. Otherwise, we'll put up dates for the next one. We got plenty more coming outside of Hippie Lounge. We got Hippie Hideout as well. And yeah, just stay tuned with everything that's going on via Instagram and our personal lives. If you know us, talk to us.
Also, if you know anybody that's looking for a studio, this place is beautiful. You know, book what's the InnerSpace? Yeah, book, got a great room. They got a lot of things, videos. They do a lot of different things. So you see people that need a need for that, you know, holler at them. Mm-hmm. All right, we got to support each other, guys. We got to support each other. This should be an infrastructure. That if I need something, I can call Ari. Okay, you need, somebody comes to me, I needed something, call her. You need something, call Payne. Call them. That's what this is all about. That we big up each other. We pass it on. We help each other out. And not passing it on, well, you owe me. Nah, this is for you. Go do your thing.
It's building.
That's building. We're a community. Let's be a community, guys. Let's take care of each other. Okay? All right, cool.
With that said, we're going to go ahead and close out the night, man. So one more time for y'all. We're going to run this playlist as we get out of here.
Oh, October 28th, Let's Get to the Love, my new single coming out. Yeah.
We go together like we Siamese, both higher beings. I appreciate your drive like we sightseeing. Retrofitted to do the right thing. Find us one from Dionysus, I see. The bigger picture, I just had to switch the lighting. Found someone just like me when the world said it's unlikely. Keep it 100, you the one out of like 90. 9 other Pisces in the sea that ain't excite me. I thank the Almighty for all that makes me lively. I pray you'll find me after this life and in my dreams. My soul personified with Cupid cause it's psyche. My siren and that's high key, low key, don't never get a chance.